My guest is Connie Kadansky, and today we'll be discussing how advisors can develop and maintain a solid sales process. Connie, you've identified 5 steps in the basic sales process. Can you discuss them a little bit here?
Yes, there are 5 steps. The first one is to identify your prospect. And what I'm talking about there is make a list of the ideal characteristics of your ideal prospect, including their attitude. Then you make a second list of where are you willing to deviate from that ideal. And then the third list, of who you absolutely do not want as a prospect, and you etch those deeply in your mind. Many of the unfortunate, unpleasant interactions with prospects is because we've deviated from our ideal. The second component in the sales process is to initiate contact. Strategy, structure, execution. Are you going to call them, write them a letter, invite them to lunch, have a golf outing, have a webinar or a seminar? So initiate contact. Number 3 is to introduce yourself. What is it that you're going to say to capture their attention? And I truly believe in this day and age that 70% of the sale is engagement and uncovering a need. And the 4th step is that all coveted face-to-face sales presentation, which is where most people spend all their time in training and coaching once they're in front of their prospect. And then the 5th step is to influence them to retain you. So that number 2 and number 3, initiating contact and introducing themselves, that's where the major glitch is. That's where the weakest link for most financial advisors is, right there, number 2 and number 3.
Connie, one of the issues in the financial services industry is advisors becoming complacent. Could you discuss that a little bit?
Yes, the complacency. So you think about it, the complacency is because they've had a certain amount of success. They probably have some strategic alliances, some referral sources where business is coming in. And unfortunately, they just relax. And it's very dangerous because if you really look at nature, there's nothing that is stagnant. It's either moving forward or it's deteriorating. So complacency can be a very dangerous place to be and stay at for any period of time.
So how can advisors make sure that they don't become complacent?
I have my clients use a scorecard, and this is common in your industry, and sometimes it works so good that people stop using it, where on a daily basis they give themselves points for certain business development activity. And after 14 years, I still use one on a daily basis, and it is consistently creating some tension, tension. And we all need some tension to keep us moving forward. And that's what keeps people from being complacent. And also, the lifeblood of business is new business. And so I always tell people, get a number in your head. Maybe it's 2, that your head doesn't hit your pillow unless you have met 2 new people every day. Maybe it's 2, maybe it's 1. You get your number, but have that as a consistent target and beacon that is going to keep you moving forward.
Okay, we've discussed how to keep advisors from becoming complacent, but what might you say to a more experienced rep who, has become complacent? What steps might they take to get back on track?
Well, number 1, they have to admit where they are, and they have to have a reason to get moving. It's interesting that some of the advisors that I coach that are kind of that mid-career, they have spouses that are good income earners, and so they don't have that same fire that other people have that really have a strong need to get moving. I was talking to an advisor one time recently, and he said, I don't have any problem with call reluctance. And I said, well, good, how come? He said, I have 9 kids. And so that's true. He has 9 reasons and his wife to get moving every single day. So if people are off track, it doesn't get better. It's kind of like get honest with yourself. Don't kid yourself. Get with somebody that you really, really trust. Take some kind of an assessment that is going to give you feedback, and then you can get yourself moving.
It makes a lot of sense. Maybe not the easiest thing to do, but it definitely makes a lot of sense. Connie, before we close for today, are there any final thoughts you might want to share with us?
Call reluctance is nothing to be embarrassed about. If you experience call reluctance, it's normal. So just accept that and say, you know what, I want things to be different. And you can go out there and do something, because opportunities are never lost. And there are so many opportunities out there. Our world and our country is rich with opportunities. Opportunities are never lost. The ones you miss, go to someone else.
Exactly. Well, again, very good points. And thank you, Connie, for speaking with us today.
You're welcome.
And thank you for joining us on thewealthchannel.com.